Athen, I'm trying to start the show. Stop pushing buttons. Our song is starting, please.
Fools that I got nothing left to lose, broken and bruised, black and blue, still on the move, and I'm showing the world I still got a lot more to prove. Now I'm coming out, swinging for your ring, standing there bleeding, yeah, you know what I bring, you know what I mean? Dog when the bell is wrong, cause it's a little too late now to get them on. Black and blue, still on the move, and I'm showing the world I'm looking every part of me. Now I'm coming out, I'm playing up here, I keep going higher. Before the storm, I was born for more. Now you got me fighting for war. Remember my name. Everybody out of my way. Back up or get knocked out. This ain't a game. Cause I never stay down when they push me around. See the world stand up when they keep the crown. Now it's go time. Do or die. Damn you loud. You can try to kill me, but I will survive. You look at every part of me. I'm coming out of me. I keep rising higher. You look at every part of me. I'm playing up in down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising
What's wrong with socks?
Somewhere episode, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm Cameron. He's Athen, and he is currently dealing with his audio. So you'll have to give him a minute, a second. I don't know. I'm trying. I got a new light. So hopefully I can actually get this set up and get actual lighting from this side of me. But they sent this, and it does not want to work with me. As far as coming together, I do have
Check.
a lot of interesting stories to air.
You know, I need to turn on my light, but I made an intro video for that, so you don't have to.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you'd have paid any attention to the chat, you would have known that.
Well, with how much drama was going on in the chat, I didn't want to read the chat.
I literally spent the entire morning doing that.
Oh, I mean, would you like to play your intro for everybody? I'm still kind of getting set up over here.
So am I.
So go ahead and play your intro. Well, you get 2 intros today. That's what you get. Y'all get special treatment.
I'm telling you fools that I got nothing left to lose. Broken and bruised, black and blue, still on the move. And I'm showing the world I still got a lot more to prove. Now I'm coming out, swinging for your throat in the ring. Standing there bleeding, yeah, you know what I bring. You know what I mean? Dark when the bell is rung, cause it's a little too late now to tell me run. You're broken every part of me. I'm putting it up in down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. You tears to calm before the storm. I was born for more, now you got me ready for war. Remember my name, everybody out of my way. Back up or get knocked out, this ain't a game. Cause I never stay down when they push me around. See the world stand up when they give me the crown. Now it's go time, do or die, dead or alive. You can try to kill me, but I will survive. I will survive. You're broken every part of me. I'm putting everything down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. You can't stop me. Can't stop me. No, 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 you can't stop me. I'm bloodied and I'm beaten down. I keep rising higher, 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 higher. You're broken every part of me. I'm bloodied and I'm beaten down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me Can't stop me, no, can't stop me.
That was a hell of a refill, man.
Huh? What's that?
That was a hell of a pour right there.
Yeah, well, see, I did actually create. So that was the first one I made. Then I made another one that is a different GIF with our logo and the parental advisory on it.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit too big to be uploaded into StreamYard, so I have to do a little bit more fine tuning on it. So I just use that one. And then I got us a couple other things set up here. But yeah, I have my brand new headphones and I was trying to use them. I tested them this morning and they worked fine. And as soon as it came to trying to get into the show, for some fucking reason, they wouldn't connect to my computer.
It may be. We'll deal with it after the show. I had to go and grab this, my new light, so you can see me better this way because I'm always bright on this side, but I don't have anything on this side. It's a flexible light. It wasn't supposed to be here till tomorrow. So I was super excited. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta have it for the show today. Let's see how this works. Ran downstairs and grabbed it real quick.
Yeah.
It has a remote, but it doesn't have batteries, so that's kind of gay. But y'all can see me. It's nice.
No. Yeah, I need to get another light for over here. So I have even light, or maybe just one from straight in front of me. I don't know. We'll see what
I will have to play with mine a little better to see if I can't get it more direct. I mean, again, it's got this flexible as hell.
That's a quarter Athen. Yeah.
But I mean, I can play with it later to where it's not irritating shit out of me.
So in the comments, we got Carl Albertson, Dean Cerny, Mickey Severson, Goose, Stefan Brugman all checking in. So what's up, everyone?
But,
Cameron's still over there fidgeting with his own.
yeah, it's a cool light. I was so happy about it, man. And it's a lot better. It was like $30. So I wanted one that was flexible so I could kind of wiggle it around my desk. I wanted a tower light so I could get it off of my desk, still have some room to work and everything. I do need to figure out how I'm going to place it exactly. But I don't want it on the camera, but it looks like I'm going to have it on the camera. But it's better than what I've had in the past, where I'm just bright on one side and kind of shady on the other one. No, I'm happier when I get new Pew Pew toys. Yeah. But to start us off, we're going to talk about a woman's new shop. This woman in the UK tried to sell bus seat covers. Yes, I'm talking about the little elastic shits that go over the seat so you can lay your head back, and they can take them off and clean them so your head's not like always on something so dirty. Yeah, she's trying to sell those seat covers from buses as crop tops. And let me show you exactly what I mean. These seat covers, right mirror. I hate ads. Right mirror. She is trying to sell as titty covers. This is disgusting. Thousands of people use these. You gonna put them right mirror? Yes. No. Yes. No. Don't do this. Soften it a little bit.
It means you'll need to put like a diffuser on it, Cam.
It has different brightness settings.
So
I'm just touching the buttons, man. It's brand new. I gotta learn it. I touched some buttons. Hopefully that helps. She was selling them for £15 a piece. The blue covers have been pictured on train seats with a demonstrative illustration and message reading, "Keep this seat free to maintenance social distance when possible." But identical versions have now appeared on the fashion market at Depop as an item of clothing for £15, and they went viral. I don't know how. It claims to be in a size 10 with condition that is listed as good or used. Yeah, it's used. You didn't want to know. They were listed as used in good condition. Yeah, they've been used by a lot of people. Don't. Some people are like, "Oh, it's kind of cute. Where's the link?" Another, yeah, I'm not reading that comment. That's stupid. Another person points out, "Do you know how many necks and backs have been against that thing?" So
Probably equal to the amount the titties have been.
oh, that's mean. If you get cold. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like cold coffee. But I need coffee.
I drink cold coffee. I put ice in my coffee.
No, I want it hot.
I like to just feel.
I want it as hot as a $2 pawn gun.
Yeah, see, I like to just be able to chug it. I'm not drinking the coffee because I like it. I'm drinking it because I need it.
No. Well, that's for me when I get like Nestle, big name brand coffee.
Mhm.
But this is like the flavored delicious goodness stuff that I literally just add a little bit of sugar to and call it good. And it tastes amazing, hot. But cold, it's kind of like meh. A man. So we talked about stupidity with this specific woman. This man is special because he is outraged, saying kids sitting in the trolleys should be banned. Now, what he's talking about is the shopping carts. Let's see if they got a photo of it. Yeah, we got a photo. Good. He is mad that kids are allowed to sit right here.
He doesn't get to.
I'm sorry, but where the hell am I supposed to put my child?
He's probably mad that kids get to sit there because he can't. He doesn't get the direct.
Honestly, I think you're right about that because look how many people take the motorized carts out, the sit carts that actually don't need them. I'm sorry, you being fat does not mean you get to. I have to use a cane most places I walk. When I go to the grocery store, I use that cart to support most of my weight. Those carts are not there because you are hefty. Get your cardio in today. You'll feel better. But he revealed his pet peeve on Facebook, unbeknownst to the backlash he was going to receive. Posting in the Overheard and Aldi group, he admitted that children in shopping carts annoyed the hell out of him, and it didn't take long for fellow members to call him out. He wrote, kids inside trolleys where food has to go really annoys the hell out of me. Anyone else thinks stores should ban this practice and approach the culprits? The post quickly amassed over 1,900 comments, with the majority of people disagreeing with him. In response to his status, one person said, we'll take it up with the supermarket so they can better provide trolleys for parents instead of coming on here mom shaming. Another said, it's kind of like a rite of passage for kids. I know I sat in those shits. They are uncomfortable as hell. It is all steel. They are not fun to sit in. The bigger the trolley, the more kids can fit in. My record is 11 kids, 2 in the kids' seat, 3 in the trolley, 5 hanging off the sides, 2 on each side, and 1 in the front, and of course 1 in the carry car seat hanging from the back under the hook. While a third wrote, sorry, but as a twin mom, I often had no choice but to put one or both in the trolley, where there were no double-seated or even single-seated trolleys. Thank goodness everyone was always very kind to me, as they could clearly see that I have a few other options. Most of the time, I did it because I was worried about someone telling me off for my kids getting in their way if I were toddling alongside the trolley. And because I didn't want them to get hurt if someone knocked into them whilst they were trying to walk, and believe me, it happens a lot. But hey, if approaching other people and ruining their day because you're worried about a dirty trolley is what gets you off. One mom commented, I have a 2 and 3-year-old. Unless a 2-seater trolleys are available, my eldest is going in the trolley. Unless you want my parents walking through the aisles at 2 miles an hour and kids running everywhere, you've clearly never been in charge of a toddler in a food shop. They're feral. Poor moms are just trying to get out alive. I can agree with most of those. Yeah, you're getting it a little dirty. But let's not forget, food comes in packaging. Right now, we're in a national pandemic, so every shopping cart is getting wiped down rigorously every use. I can understand a little more concern with normal society when we're not on lockdown. But again, your food is protected. And if you're worried about kids, I can show you photos of fat people, and I'm talking 300 plus pounds of person sitting on your chicken. So, are you really concerned about the kids, or are you just wanting to be an ass? Because if you want to raise attention to something, get the people that are sitting on the chilled food area, to the display area in the middle of the rows where they put frozen shit, cold shit in there all the time. And you go over there to get something and you look up again a second later and see that hefty mother friend sitting on the edge. Yes, that dude is sitting there and he probably has farted at least once.
Right.
I want to bring attention to something. Let's get that fixed. Put spikes on them.
I heard you catch yourself.
I am trying to minimize my use of vulgarity. The hell is that? Oh, that's a fingernail in my coffee. That dude is sitting there, and he probably has farted. That's a great way to start my day.
Right.
I want to bring something. Let's get that. If I throw up, we know why.
I heard you catch yourself.
Athen, we're getting a lot of feedback.
Sorry. All kinds of things are going all stupid today.
Nothing new. It wouldn't be our show without some technical difficulties, without somebody else running the show. Now, it's time for our wacky animal, and I say that with some concern because it's really not an animal, it's a spider. And I hate spiders with a passion.
Right?
I can tell you right now, if I had this happen to my car, I'm burning that thing down. Because Mom had to remove a huge spider from her car.
A huge spider?
Yeah, she had to remove a huge huntsman spider. There you go. There's your photo. Right there. That's a big spider. Only for it to lay babies in her car.
Oh shit.
That is all spider web.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I burned that car instantly.
Yeah, I second that notion. I had a spider come into my house and I squished it with one of Gutty's toys and it hatched right there. So I went into my garage, grabbed my my all-purpose bug spray, which is meant for outside, not inside, and sprayed the hell out of it. Like, nope. Well, it's outside use only. Not today. It's inside use today, motherfucker.
Michael.
So when you find spiders in your car, remove them and then kill them with fire. I hate spiders.
I'm okay with
Actually, I have a funny story that I don't think I've ever really told everybody on here, and it's not a spider story. We're talking about phobias. I'm curious about your phobia. I posted on TikTok about this, and it took two takes because it was a long story. And my dad didn't actually get to find out about this till years. Like, he didn't find out about it till about like 2 years ago. I have a huge dislike for Furbies. Yes, Furby. That cute little come play with Furby jackass. That guy.
They're annoying.
And let me explain why. My parents bought me, my brother, and my sister a Furby one year for our Christmas presents. I don't care how much they're worth right now. If I find Furbies, I kill them. And here's why. When we got these, they malfunctioned. And they were set on a motion sensor, so they would if you moved in front of it. Come feed Furby. Come play with Furby. That shit. So at night, the first night we had them, I put it in the closet because it kept going off. So I put it in the closet in the middle, like 3 a.m. All I heard is, come play with Furby. So I'm 9 years old. That sound is not fun to hear at 3 a.m. from your closet after having just watched Chucky. So I removed the batteries. The next night, come feed Furby. Grabbed it in the morning, ripped all its fur out, and bashed it with a hammer. The next night, oh yes, this story continues. We're not done yet. The next night, all I hear in my closet is, come feed Furby. I open my closet and there's a Furby with all its fur gone. So I'm freaking out now. Take that one, bash it with a hammer. Oh, God. Bash it with a hammer. Screw you, Athen. Bash it with a hammer, light it on fire, throw it away. The next night, yes, we continue. There's another one. Come feed Furby. Ah! So I'm having a huge panic attack. I'm scared to hell. Like, I'm freaking out. I didn't know what the hell happened. And my brother never told me until a long time later what the hell he did. So finally, years down the road, he comes up to me and is like, you remember those? Yeah. You know why you hate them so much? Yeah, because they just reproduce in your closet. And he's like, no, I heard you freaking out after the first night saw her replace his batteries. So I saw you ripped its fur off and beat it with a hammer. So I ripped my fur off, put it in your closet when you were at home, and let it go off again. And then when you killed that one, I stole Noelle's, ripped its fur off, and put it in your closet. I have never gotten over that, ever. And again, this was almost 20 years ago, and my dad didn't find out about it until like 18 years later. I hate Furbies. I dislike spiders. I hate Furbies. Here's your craziest shit. Oh, God. If you send me a Furby, I'm going to strap it with tannerite and blow it up. I promise you that. I will, and I have told my roommate, if I find one in this house, I will not care about the police. I am shooting it here and there. I hate, and he has said he wants to get small speakers and put it in like my gun stocks. So when I'm walking around the house and all I hear is come play with Furby at 4 a.m., it's coming from my gun. I have assholes for friends. Moving on, if I can. Arizona police are seeking an airplane that was stolen from an airport. Now, when I first heard this, I thought a full-ass airplane. I was like, how the hell did you I will give that.
So there we go. 1,000 entries in the mystery box drawing for anyone who sends Cameron a Furby.
I will not give any of you my address ever. Dad, don't you even think about it. The one person I have there, two people I have to worry about giving my address. That's my dad, my brother. My brother doesn't use Facebook. So, Dad, don't do it. I'm better armed and equipped than you are.
eBay is your friend. They make actually new Furbies now. They have like
Shut up. Just shut up. That's plain and simple. That's easy to do. It costs $0. You know what's good for your teeth? Minding your own business. Moving on, the airplane was stolen. They estimated to be between $80,000 and $90,000. It was stolen off a small runway. I will shit on everything you love. Why did I tell that story? Like, some people find it funny. You guys are like, oh, this is hilarious. We can fuck with him now. Great. Watch. This is going to be the one episode that goes viral as hell, and I'm going to have 100,000 people sending me a Furby. This is going to be like, this is what I'm going to be known as, the Furby-ator. And everybody on the internet's going to be like, here's the Furby. No! Like, I just want my show to get the normal 1,000 views, 5,000 reach, because I know not everybody's going to react, share, and do everything, so it won't go viral. But this is going to be the one that's like, nah, we can screw with this guy now. Have a Furby, have a Furby. And all I'm going to have is hundreds of boxes in front of my door with Furbies, with the batteries already installed, so the box on the porch is going to be going, plane stolen, $450 reward. Fuck. There you go. If you see it, let them know. I thought it was a whole ass plane. No. Little plane, small runway. Can't even do my own stories right now. Everybody's like, Furby, 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 Furby. Shut up. I will never share anything with y'all again. I thought it was going to be funny. You guys, assholes. I don't have a studio. I have a bedroom. Yeah, Dean, this is my room I'm doing this in. Like, I have a guest room I could probably set up in. I don't know why I haven't thought about that. I'd have more room in my room, and we really don't use the guest room. But if we do have someone that wants to move in, yeah, whatever. I hate all of you. A high school had to be evacuated after a student brought a radioactive plate to school.
A radioactive plate?
Yes, Justin, shut up. I'm doing my show. Don't encourage them. If I get a Furby, next Warrior Fest, I'm giving you a wedgie. It's going to be like high school all over again. This comes to us from January 8th, so 2 days ago. It's never a laughing matter when a school gets evacuated. That means lives are in danger, and not just any lives of children. But out of all reasons to trigger an evacuation, nobody saw this one coming. The Hayden Township High School in Hayden Township, New Jersey, had all students and staff pulled out today on January 8th. The cause of the evacuation order was the presence of radioactive material. Apparently, one student brought in uranium. How did a high school student get their hands on uranium, and why did they bring it to school? Luckily, it turns out the student wasn't actually trying to bring a nuke to the school.
Right.
In the morning, around 11:15 a.m., the students and staff received orders to immediately evacuate the building. We learned that a student had brought in a potentially dangerous substance. Local police, fire, and hazardous material teams arrived on the scene and immediately investigated the situation and secured the building. A hazmat team combed through the school room by room, while other rescue personnel tended to evacuate students and staff. After a while, officials declared it was safe to return to the school. There appears to be no danger to the public as a result, and all agencies have been departed from the grounds. Special education teacher Susan Bonamue told Courier Post she did not know where in the school the dangerous substance was found when the evacuation order came. Her thoughts were on the students. I hate you, Stephen. I hate you, Carl. Right away, I just wanted the kids to be safe. I don't want the kids to ever think they are not safe, she said. Luckily, no one got injured in the rush out of the building or got radiation sickness. The hazmat team even identified and removed the offending object from the building. And this is where it gets weird. While Fiscaro would not confirm what the radioactive material was, news outlets have, through interview, discovery that the culprit was a dinner plate. You see, in the 1950s, we had already figured out how to make a nuclear bomb, but people weren't all that sure about the side effects of radioactivity. Everybody thought the future would be nuclear. Even Fiestaware, a still active dinnerware manufacturer, they apparently thought at the time that it would be a swell idea to glaze plates in uranium oxide. And that's what they did. Apparently,
like a food plate?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's the blue glass, isn't it?
Apparently, a student who had been granted anonymity. Oh, my sinuses are on the fritz today. For understandable reasons, received a Geiger counter as a Christmas present, a bit of an odd gift, but who are we to judge? To test the gadget, the student and his parents went to buy Fiestaware plate from an antique store. These plates are still perfectly legal, so it seemed like the easiest avenue to get something radioactive. Lo and behold, the plate set the Geiger counter off. Excited about the discovery, the student decided to take the plate to school so science teachers could use it as experiments. So they confirmed it's radioactive and still brought it to school. Okay, yeah. Student told NJ Penn that he brought shards of the plate to his school Monday, January 4th, but the hazmat alert wasn't triggered until today when a school administrator realized, holy moly, this thing is radioactive. The student himself was thankful for the abundance of caution shown by the first responders. While it's good that he's still taking it in strides, why is he talking about an abundance of caution? Gotta get out of the box. The plate was in the school for a full work week. That said, it's not like the plate was an actual hazard to anybody. According to the student, the hazmat officials contacted scientists who confirmed the plate is perfectly safe to keep in a home environment. It would have been a different story if somebody had ingested any particles from the plate. So he brought a plate he knew was radioactive, mind you, to school for science reasons, and they let it stay there for a whole week. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here they are. Hold on, I'm gonna share something.
If you pull up another Furby, I'm gonna. The first time I meet you, I'm kicking you right in the giblets.
So that's
Smart.
them right there. The use of depleted uranium oxide ceased in 1972. Fiestaware manufactured after this date is not radioactive. Fiesta dinnerware made from 36 to 72 may be radioactive. You can buy modern Fiesta ceramic dishes in just about any color of the rainbow, though the modern colors won't match the old ones.
All the loving today, huh? All the loving. You just being an ass. Yeah. So don't buy a plate, test the Geiger counter, and then find it's radioactive and bring it to school unless you want to have your school evacuated.
Unless you want to have your school evacuated, right?
Yeah. Karma hit these guys quickly. Did you pull my... Stop fucking with my volume. Damn. Burglars were caught after accidentally butt dialing the police midway through a robbery. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Wednesday evening, Staffordshire police in England received an astonishing call. On the other end of the line, two men were audibly discussing a robbery that they were in the middle of committing. The two criminals were unaware one of them had butt dialed the cops and were wholly surprised when the authorities arrived a short while later. I think we have just arrested the world's unluckiest burglars, said Chief Inspector John Owen. While committing a burglary, one of the bungling burglars had accidentally sat on his phone and dialed 999. According to the Guardian, Staffordshire police confirmed the suspects were two men. One of them was 49, the other 42. It is still unclear which one of them is responsible for sitting on the phone notifying the police. But what is clear is that officers on the other line heard their colleagues when they came to make the arrest.
So here's that uranium glass that.
That looks pretty cool.
That's under black light. So when it's not under black light, it's like a yellow color. Then under black light, it fluoresces. But so in the middle of a robbery, talking about it, and you accidentally call 911. That would be shitty.
Yeah. Customs agents had to seize mystery bushmeat in a New Jersey airport. Yes. Illegal meat comes from a variety of animals, including bats, monkeys, and cane rats. And I don't know why you're trying to eat bats after the coronavirus, but that's on you. But yes, at the airport, U.S. Customs and Border agents at Newark Liberty International Airport, New Jersey, seized nearly 9 pounds of bushmeat. Bushmeat is raw or minimally processed meat from parts of animals, including bats, monkeys, cane rats, or antelopes. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, it is either smoked, dried, or salted. The meat, which comes from parts of Africa, is illegal to bring into the U.S. because it can spread diseases, coronavirus, according to the CDC. A U.S. citizen brought the bushmeat on a flight from Ghana. Customs officials said the passenger declared the meat to a CBP agricultural specialist who determined it was illegal bushmeat. The officials then seized and destroyed the meat. So he did take the appropriate actions as far as trying to bring it into the country. However, he did not realize that all that meat was illegal. So everything he tried to bring back into the whole process had to be destroyed. Now, I'm going to have to do so we've seen what's going on with politics right now, right? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that is the mass of media right now. That is a huge, like trying to find my weird stories. A lot of it was political, no matter what I tried to find. So we had, thankfully, Florida is still Florida. So we do have a lot of Florida man stories to cover today. But that also means we have to go into the OSHA violations a little early today because I have to go into the Florida man stories basically right now because of the fact that the media is political as shit right now. Some of it's kind of funny, but yeah, it's annoying as hell. So come with me and you'll be in a world of OSHA violations. Yep,
I really need to get a clip of both of us singing that and then mix something together for this.
Yeah, true.
So if you could send me an audio clip at some point of you singing that.
Okay, I can do that later. Y'all love ladders. Everybody makes it very well known that I put ladders almost every week, so I went out of my way to find the ladder. And I think this is possibly the worst one I have found so far. Because at least most of the other ladders, they're fully on the ground. We have to, you can't disagree with me, at least on most of them. They're on a flat ground, whether it be a truck, a lift, and a bucket for a scoop, something. They're fully, there's no human factors taking place. This one, yeah, this one's not, I hate all of you. If this goes viral, I'm taking another sabbatical from the show. I will not be here for like 2 weeks because I'll be destroying Furbies. But yeah, this guy They needed to get the job done, and instead of getting, I don't know, a lift in there, which this does look like an almost finished building, but there does look, if you look in this upper corner, it's a little dark, I know, but there looks like there would be a way to lock something like a lean-to ladder instead of an A-frame into the top, instead of having old Joe Blow cheesing away for the photo op from OSHA, holding a ladder on his nuts.
At least he's got a spotter.
That's a hell of a spot, but that's a better spotter than I've had in my life. Because at least he's paying attention to the ladder. But if he sneezes or farts too hard, this guy is done. Because when that ladder goes, it's only going to go one way.
Mm-hmm. Down.
Now, can y'all see the problem with this one?
Is that a person underneath there?
There's two people under there.
Well, why?
One, they're not supposed to be in there regardless because there's no walling, there's no shoring, it's not cut to a stairway, it's not angled. It's literally just two flat dirt walls, which OSHA tells you if it's like this, you can't be in there at all because the risk of this collapsing alone without this giant piece of equipment above you is way too high, and these walls can give in at any point in time. Now, as I said, these walls can give in at any point in time. We decided to put heavy-ass equipment on top of it that we had to dig out part of the corner so it would sit flat. And if you look, it's not even fully flat down here. There's a hole. So I'm going to tell you as a boss, if you tell me to go down there, some profanities and vulgarities rather quickly and to suck something.
Right?
Oh, yeah, if that excavator falls, that's not their problem anymore. Can you see the problem here?
Yeah, dude on the bucket. I mean,
way the hell. One, you're not supposed to be on or in the buckets at all. He's not tied off to anything, which is the least of our problems. But that driver's got to be stable, like board stable when he brings him down. Otherwise, he is sending his buddy flying. And that's a good drop. That looks like it's a good 20, 25 feet.
At least. It's going to be really difficult for him to bring that freaking bucket down with him on it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's room. Move the concrete, move all this, get a lift in here, get what you need. Don't get on the bucket. Don't do it. Man, my finger's still hurt. I stapled my finger last night accidentally, and it still hurts.
You stapled your finger on accident?
Yeah, I was pissed off. I was redoing the lines at my drop zone in my area, and the spray paint wasn't working, so I was trying to clear out the nozzle to get it to work right. And I needed a staple, and I was in a rush, and I just grabbed the stapler and closed it to try and get a staple out. Well, I got a staple out right in my middle finger. Yeah. I'm still not happy. It took me 4 hours to do all this because I had to clean it. I had to prep everything. I mopped. I did all this. Got it lined out, painted. It took me 3 hours of prep time alone. Got it painted. And I had coned it all off. And I don't know why I have to micromanage grown-ass men. If I tell you to put it over here, you've got a football field length of area you can drop everything. Why are you trying to drop? And there's another aisle where you can just go in and drop everything. Why are you putting it right next to the freshly painted lines? I was watching him for a while. I was like, he's getting close. I need to go grab some more cones. I jumped on a tugger, took off. I was gone 2 minutes. Come back, and this dumb bastard drove over my line So I was pissed. Thankfully, I was able to get some photos before he screwed it up. I came back, saw it, yelled at him, and he knows he doesn't want to deal with me, so he just ignores me most of the time. That's also a bad idea. At this point in time, I'm ready to throw hands at this dude. I'm pissed. I have to do this once a week, once every 2 weeks because of people like him. I tell him I have to keep reiterating, stack everything you can, put it in the appropriate lines, don't drag the parts on the ground and jack up. Because I took the class. I know what you have to do. I know as a driver what your responsibilities are. So when you tell me, oh, I don't have to do that or I don't have to listen to you, I'm going to tell you, if you say that, you don't get to come back to my area anymore. And if you drop shit off in my area, I'm going to have my driver take it and drop it back off in your area. It's not going into my shelving. I can do that. So I'm ready to militarize this man by showing him what kind of training I have as far as how you handle people and micromanage them and get the lesson taught the right way. So it's 4:20. I'm like, I got to go home or I'm going to hurt him.
It's a good time to go home.
I grabbed all my shit, chugged my Gatorade, threw everything away, did my no scan report and left. Like, I did not need to be there anymore because your stupidity irritates the shit out of me. And Wednesday when I go back, if he's there, me and him are going to have some words because now he's going to come and fix all the hard work I just did. He's not going to apologize. He's going to fix himself. I'm a grown-ass man. Your apology means diddly shit to me. I don't care that you're sorry. I want you to do better, which means from now on, when you bring me anything, if you don't stack it, I'm going to cuss you out. If you come over here and drag shit, you're going to come back and redo all my lines again, which, by the way, you're going to have to take 4 hours out of your day to do it. And you're not... What? You open your damn eyes. I've done this 3 times since I've been here. And every time I've done it, I tell you where to put shit. Why is it so hard to remember to go a little further? I'm not scanning parts in right now. Go drop them off in the rows for all I care. Just don't fuck up my hard work.
Like Cameron in this story.
Yeah, I need something.
It's 4:20. Time to go home.
Oh, yeah. This takes trusting your buddy with your life to a whole new level. They're tied off, technically.
Yeah, to each other.
Yep.
They don't seem to be that high off the ground, though.
You'd be surprised. They're on a roof that's at least 18 feet high.
Yeah. Wonder why they have to be tied off. There's a wall there.
It may not be high enough. It looks like it's pushing for to be not tied off in areas like that, and it looks like it does slope a little bit. Either that or this is kind of throwing me at the little symbol they have right here, but it looks like it's angled up and gets shallower as you go to the right. But it's got to be 40. It's like 39 inches to the bottom, and then 45 or 54 inches to the top one. Your top rung has to be somewhere between 43 and 53 inches up for you to not be tied off. I don't know how tall these guys are, so I can't really give you a good depiction of that. But if this is not high enough off, they still have to be tied off while they're on this roof.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they're still actually working on the wall itself, which could be another reason why they're having to tie off. There is a yo-yo or a rope. There's something you can see. There's a little lanyard clip right here in this far right corner for them to actually tie off on. I guess because there's only one, they decided it's just safer to tie off to each other and use the buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I agree with Dean. If one guy goes, the other one's going with him. That much is almost fully. You got to be a strong son of a bitch to keep your buddy up from that much shock. Because there's still enough slack. If he goes over and you aren't braced, that random is going to pull you with it.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going around his leg.
It's not around it. If you follow it with my mouse. It loops through. It comes around his left leg and then comes up here, and it's not actually tied off to anything. Is it dumb being in the rope? Yeah, a little bit. It's not an OSHA violation. It's not even that bad of a problem because it doesn't look like the rope's actually clipped off to anything. What is the purpose of the emergency shutoff button? Anybody? Going once? Going twice?
Turn it off in an emergency.
This kind of causes a problem. I can understand, like, when you go home for the day, putting this on there. But if it's still bright out, the sun's still nice and high.
It's if there's a fuel leak while the place shut down, you still need to be able to get the emergency shut off.
You'd be right, because it is an emergency pump shutoff switch.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be fuel, it could be benzene, could be
fuel. Emergency fuel shut off.
Acid, it could be any number of caustic chemicals. So you kind of need access to that. I can understand having problems with like kids pushing in it in case of emergency ask for key. I'm not asking for a key. I'm taking a wrench to this.
Oh yeah, it's a plastic box. It looks like it'd be easily broken.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking for keys, man. I'm sorry. It's an emergency pump shut off. I'm finding the biggest wrench I got and just bashing I'm hitting right on that button. Either I'm gonna break that button or I'm gonna break that plastic. But something's getting broken and that button is getting pushed one way or another.
I've always got a 20-ounce hammer in my car.
I've got a 5-inch pipe wrench, which I'm talking about the mouth gap that it can come to, not the actual oversized. This wrench is about 3 feet long.
Yeah.
It's when I say I bought it when I was ironworking because we did not have one readily available on all the trucks. We had one foreman with it, and we would have to verify the tightness. So our impact wrench, we'd have to go through and verify all the tightnesses of the bolts. We have found out that Cameron is stronger than said impact wrench. So Cameron bought this big ass wrench and would regularly be told to go and tighten bolts down over and over and over. So I got very comfortable carrying around a 3-foot wrench on a job site.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's just a framing hammer that I keep in there.
I have snapped more bolts than I want to count. This, mind you, this was in my prime. I can't do that right now. My back will not help me anymore.
Karen's motto: walk softly and carry a big pipe wrench.
I do love Thomas Jefferson. I have quoted him a plethora of times. What the hell is that, Athen? Dumbass. Yeah. The only wrench I wish I had access to still, there's 2 of them. And they were on board the USS Alaska and the Wyoming. And they're outboard the diesel engine in Machinery 1 on the port forward side, if I remember right. And they are 5 feet wrenches, and they're about 200 pounds a piece.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is an adjustable wrench. The other one is like a crescent wrench. And it's I said Roosevelt, didn't I? No, I said Jefferson. I thought that was Jefferson that said that.
No, it was Teddy Roosevelt.
Jefferson Tree of Liberty, and was it Roosevelt that talked about immigration? I don't know.
Yeah, walk softly and carry a big stick was about his white fleet. He sent the entire U.S. fleet on around the globe
to show the power of military, or at least the United States Navy. That's right. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on, at least on the adjustable. I don't have a purpose for a Craftsman crescent wrench that fits a 10-inch bolt. Doesn't mean that. I don't have bolts big enough for that. I'm doing the show. Calm down. Calm down.
It's a freedom quote. We will let it pass.
It is a freedom quote. I love Jefferson, Roosevelt, and there was one more I really liked. I can't remember it right now. But as I said, it's time for Florida Man stories, which we actually came close to. We're on time for that right now. But as I said, I get a lot of them today because with the politics, Florida has held up its name. An inmate was caught escaping through a hospital after stealing a janitor uniform in Miami. Officers surrounded Jackson Memorial Hospital on Friday afternoon after an inmate who was thought to be wearing a hospital gown attempted to escape. The inmate ID'd as Jermaine Henderson was supposed to be taking a shower before scheduled surgery. After he escaped through the ceiling of the bathroom, police said he made it to the 10th floor, stole a janitor's uniform, and was walking around barefoot when he walked out of the building. Officers quickly put the hospital in lockdown, set up a perimeter, and Henderson was caught running and jumping through people's backyards. So the residents called 911. Police said he hid under a truck, and officers caught him in the area of Northwest and 10th Avenue. Records show Henderson has criminal cases that go back all the way to 2002 in Miami-Dade County, charges including cocaine, possession, robbery, grand theft, burglary, and battery. And thought that escaping from a hospital, he would go unnoticed.
He thought he would go unnoticed escaping from the hospital?
I guess so. He climbed out a roof, stole a janitor's uniform, and ran around barefoot, which doesn't throw up some red flags anyways. But it does not say what he was in the hospital for surgery for.
He was a criminal?
Yes, for all the way from 2002. So he had a track record. This is my worst Florida man story I think I've ever found because this is just retarded as all hell. A Florida man is accused of setting his own truck on fire, and I quote, in order to give deputies something to do. I'm not kidding. This dude thought the fire department was bored, so he lit his truck on fire. Okaloosa County, Florida. A Florida man set his own truck up in flames because he wanted to give deputies something to do, according to the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said they received reports of a loud explosion on Mare Creek Road in Crestview on December 18th and found a 2002 Chevy Silverado fully engulfed in flames. When authorities arrived on scene, the 28-year-old Kevin Murphy immediately admitted to starting the fire. He was placed in handcuffs, and when deputies searched him, they found a glass pipe used to smoke meth in his pocket and a folded-up dollar bill with traces of meth in his wallet. When questioned, Murphy said he wanted something for the sheriff's office to do, and he wanted to give himself an early Christmas present, so he set his truck on fire. And when I say on fire, yes, there are photos.
What the fuck? Couldn't you? I mean, why would dude be like, yeah, I set my truck on fire? Like, couldn't you just be like, I don't know what happened? It like overheated and caught on fire.
Oh, yeah, that overheated. Dude, you can see the hood of his car from here. That fire was hot enough to melt metal. His tires are there are no tires anywhere on this truck anymore.
No, but I mean, the car can catch on fire from overheating. I know it's happened to me before.
I know, but usually when they come out, it's still got like bits and pieces of tire, and some of it's still not melted metal. This one, he went out of his way to light a fire.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe he wouldn't have gotten in trouble for it if he was just been like, it just like caught on fire, and I was panicking trying to figure out how to get it out. And
He was high on meth. A normal person would light their car on fire, run away, get a phone call. Hey, do you own this truck? Yeah, what's up? Oh, we found it. Really? Where was it found? Oh, it's found, but you don't have a truck anymore. That way they can at least get an insurance claim on it. This guy, nope. Hey man, meth is good. Man, that truck looks like it needs to burn. Yeah, I don't think State Farm's seen this one. Records show Murphy claimed he had poured gas inside the Chevy's cab and under the truck, then created a trail away from the vehicle and lit it on fire. Deputies say nobody was injured, but the fire did cause minor damage to a nearby vehicle and building. Murphy is facing charges of second-degree arson, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Don't do drugs, okay?
right, freaking
Speaking of fires, this Florida man decided he was going to use a fire extinguisher to dry himself.
fire extinguisher to dry himself.
Yes, sir. This dude, we do have a mugshot by the way. Yeah, something ain't fully there with this guy. Tallahassee, Florida. Florida man who wasn't on fire was arrested Tuesday night after police said he sprayed himself with a fire extinguisher in an attempt to dry himself off. Florida State University police found David Mann on the top floor of a parking garage with an extinguisher and covered in powder. Man told police he had been drinking and fell asleep, and then he fell in the water. And when he woke up, he said he was using a fire extinguisher to dry himself off. He was charged with interfering with firefighting equipment, a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Man was held in the Leon County Jail Wednesday night. Jail records do not list a lawyer for him yet. Florida, you never fail to amaze me. But there's more. A Florida man, if you know, all right, so airboats, you know what a fan boat, you know what those are, right? The boat with the big ass fan on the back that pushes you. You glide over shit. You don't have to worry about a prop in the water. Yeah. This Florida man rode an airboat on the neighborhood streets. If you don't know, those boats are loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, loud.
Oh, it was a big freaking fan, like like an airplane or a LCAC. Any of those, LCACs are really loud too.
Brevard County, Florida. Florida man who rode his airboat through the streets, which that street will jack.
They usually
up.
have big blocks in them, don't they?
Huh?
They usually have big blocks in them, don't they? The airboat.
I think so. They do have a big ass motor in them. But that'll also, like driving on concrete and rocks, that'll jack up the aluminum side. Bad. But this Florida man who rode his airboat through the streets of his neighborhood on New Year's Eve threatened to kill deputies as they were taking him into custody. Deputies said they were called to Mimosa Avenue. Of course, it's an alcoholic name for a street. That should explain some. He probably had a few mimosas that day. Around 11:30 Thursday, and saw a man later identified as Joseph Prohash riding an airboat on the streets before pulling into a yard. Public information officers said that Joseph had knocked over trash cans and was shooting off fireworks during the incident. As deputies were on the scene, they said Joseph had turned the airboat on and started revving the engine, causing a disturbance and mock law enforcement. Joseph was placed under arrest and began making threats when deputies also tried to take his father into custody, telling them, "I will kill you if you hurt him." He is charged with disorderly conduct and making threats to a law enforcement officer.
Pro hash.
I don't know why that's such a huge crime because people tell each other, "I'm going to kill you" all the time, but that's technically freedom of speech. It's harassment to say the least. But okay, moving on before I open a can of worms.
Terroristic threats, I would say.
A Florida man, this one, yes, I told you, I got a lot of Florida man stories today. This Florida man is sentenced to prison for sending a dead wife or a dead rat to his ex-wife in Florida.
Dead wife.
He sent a dead wife to his ex-wife. Wow, no. He sent a dead rat to his ex-wife.
Or a dead wife to his ex-rat.
Yeah, that too. Tampa, Florida, an Indiana man has been sentenced to 4 years and 10 months in federal prison for threatening his ex-wife over several years and mailing a dead rat to her Florida home. Romney Christopher Ellis, 57 years old, of Indianapolis, Indiana, was sentenced Tuesday in Tampa federal court. According to court records, he pleaded guilty in April to making interstate threats and mailing injurious articles. According to the criminal complaint, Ellis had engaged in a 4-year-long campaign of harassment against his ex-wife who lives in Tampa through text, photographs, videos, and mailings. He threatened to decapitate her and set her on fire, investigators said. He routinely made racially and sexually charged statements in the text messages, including sending sexually explicit images of himself. That's so, like, you're going back and forth there. Like, I'm going to hurt you, but here's a picture of my dick.
We're missing Niko today, man. The Florida man who's Canadian citizen with a Russian name. That can only be one.
Niko. Yeah, we don't know where he is.
I guess he was making eggs earlier today. He said.
Ellis sent text messages stating that he had traveled from Indiana to Florida to see his ex-wife. On one occasion, Ellis mailed a package to the victim's home containing a dead rat and a black rose. Postal inspectors executed a search warrant at Ellis's Indianapolis home in February. Prosecutors said they had recovered a handwritten note containing the names and addresses of his ex-wife as well as her family and friends.
You could, it's not really that unlikely there, David, because you could go to LLReptile.com. You can order a dead rat to be shipped to you because they're feeders for snakes. They're packed in a little styrofoam container with dry ice. So, I mean, that'd actually be really easy to accomplish. What's going on over there, Kim?
I think I've been. So my job, I have to do a lot of crap with these 3 fingers, and right now I've got a lot of pressure right here in the knuckle. So it's been hurting a lot the past few days. A higher power, yes, more Florida man stories. Higher power told UFC fighter to stab his sister in Florida. I wonder if that higher power was methamphetamine. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, an Ultimate Fighting champion mixed martial artist fighter is accused of stabbing his 2 sisters early Thursday as they slept in a spare bedroom in his apartment because a higher power had told him to do so. Erwin Riviera, who is also known as The Beast, remained in Palm Beach County Jail early Friday on 2 counts of premeditated attempted murder, according to the jail records. An arrest report said multiple neighbors and one of the victims called 911 to report the stabbing. Arriving officers found a 22-year-old woman next to the road covered in blood. The arrest report said she had multiple stab wounds on her back, head, and arm. And told officers her brother stabbed her. She told officers her sister was still in the house. The report said the 33-year-old woman found inside also had multiple stab wounds. She had 2 collapsed lungs and was taken to Delray Medical Center. The sister's identity has not been released. She is in stable condition. One is in stable condition. The other is in critical. The woman came to visit her brother at his home and spent the night in the spare bedroom, they told the investigators. They woke up to Riviera repeatedly stabbing them with a knife. The woman told police she tried to fight him off, but he kept stabbing her. The younger sister ran from the room report said the woman told police she was finally able to push him away and call police. Neighbors told officers they woke up to a loud banging sound at the front door and found a woman covered in blood and begging for help. He's trying to kill me. Please help my sister. The arrest report said the woman told neighbors as the door was open and the neighbors saw Riviera standing there covered in blood. Shut the door, Riviera shouted at the neighbors. According to the report, he then shouted, "Everything is okay." He then took off running when he saw the neighbors were on the phone. Delray Beach police found Riviera 7 a.m. spontaneously uttered, "I killed my sisters." He was taken to Boynton Beach Police Department, where he gave police a statement and admitted to stabbing his sisters. What the hell? The report said he told investigators he used brass knuckle knife to stab his sisters because a higher power told him it was his purpose.
And that's it.
Yeah. Well, the UFC is aware of the recent incident involving Erwin Riviera and subsequently received information from his management that he has been exhibiting behavior consistent with mental health issues, the statement said. The statement said Riviera's career is on hold pending an investigation.
Now, a lot of these freaking UFC and fighters and all that stuff are like going into Psycho Town, like freaking.
They get punched in the face for fun.
Yeah,
Duh.
no, Chris Benoit, dude. Same type of shit.
They have taken enough blows to the head. They've taken more blows to the head than a porn star.
It's I
Benoit was suffering for years.
getting punched in the head a lot. I know for a fact that's got to be what it is.
Hey, yo, Bubba. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, no, you're coming. I guess you're coming up. I guess you're coming.
I gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm cute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gunny Misfit. He loves to censor I feel like the neighbor from Home Improvement.
Oh, Wilson.
Because he just stands in front of my face. Like I can try and come up a little bit and you can see my nose and like my upper lips move. That's it. Because he has to be a part of the show. Something, please.
Finally, some talent on the show.
Ow. Florida man robbed. Yes, there's more Florida man stories. Florida man robbed graves of veterans because they have, quote, stronger spirits. Deputies found shed with religious shrine and 7 skulls. Mount Dora, Florida. 2 men are behind bars after what deputies say was a grave robbery for ritualistic purposes, targeting veteran burial sites because the spirit is stronger and a hero. The men of 43-year-old Brian, don't you go after that mouse. I can see, just look away. The men, 43-year-old Brian Brian and 39-year-old Juan were arrested in Polk County after deputies said they broke into 4 separate graves, taking body parts from each person inside. Lake County Sheriff's Office said that the vandals attempted to access a 5th grave. The remains were stolen in early December. During a news conference on Friday, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said detectives served a search warrant at the Lopez home where they found a shed of religious shrines and 7 skulls. We serve a lot of search warrants, but this is the first time that I'm aware of. What? We serve lots of search warrants, but for the first time that I'm aware of, what we found was Apollo Mayambi shrine. Before the men vandalized the grave sites, just they drank Bacardi rum and spat it out on the ground, then would smoke a cigar and exhale the smoke. The purpose of that was to protect them from spirits. 3 of the 4 tombs. What?
That religion.
PALO space MAY.
Okay, I got it.
3 of the 4 tombs raided belonged to members of the armed forces. Two were in the army fighting in the Korean War and World War I, while the other was a Marine still wearing a uniform at the time of the raid. When asked about the hero's grave, Lopez said the spirit is much stronger in a hero than a normal person. And also, when you have the skull of a hero, the spirit is not only stronger, but it can protect you from evil. The 4th person was not armed forces, but was a caregiver. When Lopez was questioned, Judge said he referred to the cemeteries as holy sites and shopping centers. He considers the cemeteries shopping centers. We didn't say that, he did, Judge said while pointing to Lopez's mugshot. He complained that in the United States it's difficult in getting human remains to practice his religion. Both men were booked in the Polk County Jail on their Lake County warrants. The charges include 4 counts of each of disturbing contents of a grave and abusing a dead body, and 1 count of disturbing contents of a grave. Additionally, Juan was charged with buying, selling, and trafficking dead bodies. You can't condemn this in tough enough words, Judd explained, setting the religious views aside because I'm not going to attack anyone's religion. Their conduct here is reprehensible in the strongest terms.
So I got some pictures of what these shrines look like.
Oh,
So hold on. Let me get over here. I got to upload it in real quick. Just a moment.
okay then.
So, and if you see in the backpack there, that's a body.
That's not creepy.
No, not at all.
I know you.
Walmart is crazy, but a cemetery, try Target, dumbass.
Florida woman is accused of screaming political profanities and ringing a bell at 5 a.m. every day. I get home at 5:30. If I hear you cussing and screaming and shouting and ringing a bell when I'm trying to go to bed, it's the morning. The morning is supposed to be quiet. I can understand if you've got construction, they can start at like 7 or 8.
7.
But if I'm getting home, so it varies state and country. Some of them as late as 9. I think Austin requires you to start at 8. But if I come home and you're out there screaming and ringing a bell, I'm going to be an ass. I'm going to bed, bitch. Shut up. Brevard County, Florida woman repeatedly harassed her neighbors by screaming profanities related to politicians and ringing a loud bell every day at 5 a.m. Deputies said they have been called to Pine Lakes Drive area of Melbourne 20 times in the past 2 years regarding Linda Wiles, including in early December when her neighbor complained. Records show that the woman has lived in the community for the past 2 months, and during that time she has experienced constant harassment, verbal attacks from Wilds on a daily basis. Wilds is accused of getting up at 5 every morning to scream, "Fuck you," and fuck you, you're a blank. And other comments pertaining to President Donald Trump and President-elect Joe Biden. Deputy said Wilds put a sign up in her yard that reads, fuck you, you dumbass. Teach them to lie and grab them in the pussy like Trump did, and a sign claiming a neighbor was a pedophile, which she took down. The woman said both she and her 12-year-old daughter have been harassed, causing them both emotional distress and interrupting the girl's virtual learning, according to the affidavit. Records show the mother feared that Wilds could turn violent. Deputies said that as they were speaking with the neighbor, Wilds started ringing a bell and screaming, "Biden won." What a surprise. Another neighbor offered similar stories of harassment, claiming Wild would yell profanities and political comments at her school-aged daughter, disrupting the girls' online learning and routinely waking them both up. The repetitive behavior and outbursts by Mrs. Wild has caused emotional distress to neighbors residing around her and have put her neighbors in the fear for their child's safety and well-being as they play and walk around the neighborhood on a daily basis. On Tuesday at 6:30 a.m., deputies went to the neighborhood and said they again found Wilds outside, ringing a bell and screaming, "You're a blank and you're a dumbass," at her neighbors. The couples who live across from Wilds said she was making comments about their 10-year-old daughter, causing the girl to cry. Given the repeated pattern of behavior, deputies decided to take Wilds into custody, but she refused to speak with them and just continued yelling at the couple and the children, according to the affidavit. Deputies said she tried to arrest Wilds hit her with a coffee cup, dropped to the floor, repeatedly tried to pull away, and bit the deputy on her hand. Records show Wilds became aggressive again after she was placed in the back of the patrol car and bit the deputy a second time. She's now facing charges of stalking, disorderly conduct, battery of an officer, and resisting arrest with violence. So that should show you the mentality. I know we try not to get political on here, but Biden won. I'm going to bite you. That's what it came to. Yeah. It's going to be such a great year.
It's already shaping up to be as
all I'm hearing is right now in my head, round 2. It's 2021. It's just 2020 on steroids, and then there's going to be 2022. Yeah, no, all I'm hearing is Mortal Kombat coming up in my head.
I gotta see if I can find it. Yeah.
Fight. That's it. Now, with the again, I'm trying to avoid political, especially with this chaos going on and how they're basically shutting everybody down. If you're a conservative or a Republican, I know on TikTok they're banning accounts. I know that Amazon is trying to ban Parler now. Yeah, so good luck with that. But talking about the breach at the Capitol, at least 3 of the people at this breach were from Florida. I told you, we had a lot of Florida man stories today, and Florida man had to just be a part of the breach. Which really wasn't a breach. If you look at the videos and photos, they walked in, they stayed in the roped off, most of them stayed in the roped off areas. Yeah, there was a lot of people that kind of went outside of it. There's even an accusation that special forces broke into Nancy Pelosi's office and stole her laptop. And that's why she's freaking out and trying to impeach Trump again. What is it, 9 days, 10 days away from, what's today, the 10th? Yeah, 10 days away from Biden taking office. She's trying to impeach Donald Trump. 10 you can't wait 10 days? What's so terrifying to you that you got to try and impeach the man again? Like, if we need a definition of if you look up the definition of treason, I'm pretty sure on Wikipedia I can Photoshop Nancy Pelosi's face in there. In St. Petersburg, Florida, at least 3 men from Florida have been charged with unlawful entry in the chaotic breach of the U.S. Capitol by a mob supporting President Donald Trump. Let's not forget that they did this not too long ago, like 9 months ago. They breached the Capitol. They burned down cities, bashed people, broke into buildings, looted, rioted. There was nothing burned down. There's been at least 1 death. They shot a woman in the throat, which wasn't actually. These people weren't a threat to other people's health.
Wasn't there a cop that got killed too?
I don't know about that. All I've seen so far about this is the woman that got shot in the throat, which they're saying she was a veteran.
Okay.
Which I don't know about y'all, but when you start attacking my brothers and sisters, I get a little agitated, to say the least. In addition, officials said a Florida firefighter has been placed on leave after photos surfaced of him participating in Wednesday's violent event. I'm reading the article. It was not violent. It was not. Violent was what y'all were calling peace. So the definition of protesting and rioting has swapped. In order to be a peaceful protest, you have to go burn everything to the ground or be on the other side. The U.S. Capitol says John Anderson of St. Augustine Michael Curzio of Summerfield, Matthew Campbell of Riverview are facing unlawful entry charges. It wasn't immediately clear Thursday whether they were jailed or whether they had lawyers representing them. The USCP is continuing to review surface footage and identify others who may be subject to criminal charges. Are we gonna do that for the people that are actually burning down cities? Like, what the fuck? But if you go and raid the Capitol, which is public property, you're going to jail. But we know at least 3 of them were from Florida. I'm going to ask them not to follow Trump's orders, essentially asking for a military coup. Oh, yeah, that's been going on for a while. Nancy Pelosi, by all means, a tyrannical individual. But we're not doing anything yet. And I don't want to go into that can of worms because I will get us banned. I will get us reported. And I will probably go to jail for some of the shit that I say. So we're not going to open that up. The man, if y'all also saw, this is our last story for the day. I know it's a little, oh, you son of a bitch. If you saw, a man walked out with Nancy Pelosi's lectern at the protest, the articles are calling it a riot. I'm sorry, it's not a riot, it's a protest. Get over it. But the dude that stole Nancy Pelosi's podium is getting arrested. He put it on eBay, and the last numbers I saw was $999,090. Like, people were willing to pay for that podium, and I don't blame them. That's hilarious. And I was getting a discussion with some of the guys in the network, like, oh, don't steal, they weren't looting. I'm sorry. I'm at least taking one of those chairs. Those things look comfortable as hell. If I'm there and we're doing shit, like, something's going on, I'm taking a momentum or not momentum, a monument or, a memento with me when I go home. But yeah, the guy that stole that lectern is getting arrested. But before that, he is just so happy. Oh, wrong. Go away. Look at him. So my advice to y'all from now on, if we want to go and do stuff, we have to wear masks. Some bullshit. Double standards. But that's all I got for today. Athen, you got anything to add other than Furbies? Oh, that hurt.
I don't really have anything, no.
No? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all joining us on these lovely Sunday afternoons and hanging out and watching this asshole climb all over me for 20 minutes. We look forward to seeing you again next Sunday, same time, same place, hopefully same place. We do understand the First Amendment is currently being under attack, but we will try and continue to do our shows for you.
And I was going to say special thanks to State of Mind for letting us use their song. Don't forget about 1,000 entries for sending Cameron a Furby in the mail. Also, do we have any other reads or advertisements we need to do?
I know we're supposed to. Doesn't Richie have a show coming up? The Last Comic Standing.
Yeah, the Last Comic Standing. They're looking for comedians and judges. I think it's going to be half prize win. I can't remember the
$50 entry. You get to take half the pot home.
Yep. So. And then there's always Warrior Fest, which comes up around Veterans Day.
Be careful. America's under attack. I can tell you that much. Our liberties are open your eyes. Wake up. Be careful. Carry often.
Parlor's getting strong armed by Google and Apple.
Amazon.
Mhm.
Amazon too. Please be sure to give a reaction. Don't share this one. I don't need Furbies going everywhere. Please don't share this one. Don't like it, but don't share it. This is the one I'm gonna say that on. Don't do it. I'm gonna see like 400 shares today. Fucking hell. As always, I'm Cameron,
I'm Athen.
and it's 1700 somewhere.